What's up, Pandeez?
You're listening to the Pandesoul podcast.
Join us as we unpack the flavors of being Filipino
and American. We're your hosts, Dre Magix, the fictitious professor, and EJ Villaman.
And we hope you're hungry.
Because there's plenty to go around. What's up, Pandeez? Welcome back to the Pandesoul podcast, the funniest podcast on the internet. We're your hosts, the Dre Magix, EJ Villaman, fictitious professor, and our special guest. Welcome back, Kaitlyn Fae.
Hi.
Thanks for being here, number one. Number two, thanks for agreeing to the topic, because we got a crazy
I don't
one
even know what the
today.
topic is.
We discussed it, and you gave us consent.
You said yes.
Oh, prawns?
She said yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, shrimp.
So, we're gonna title this the Bombasode.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, you like
Bombasode,
that? Bombasode. That's like my favorite Pokemon. Bombasaur.
Yeah,
Okay,
me
then.
too.
The reason why is 'cause we looked this up last year. The Philippines has the highest watch time on.
One of the.
Do I gotta bleep it out? No.
No,
Philippines has the longest watch time on Pornhub out of any other nation.
You mean they watch the most porn? Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
I think Filipinos also, they're just really obsessed with the internet. You know, I think they are also very much into social media. And I don't know, I think I'm trying to draw a connection between internet usage, Filipinos, and porn.
You just don't want to talk about porn. No, here's the thing though. I will say the also, if you're in the Philippines, fucking correct me if I'm wrong, because we're just making assumptions from across the world.
Right.
Right. But I think because as a whole,
As a whole.
As a
yeah.
hoe. Yes.
As a whole.
because we're in LA and a lot of people here feel the need to create content. Right?
Mm.
Right.
Fair to say?
Yes. Yes.
The people over there, their lifestyle isn't based on creating content. It's based on consuming content.
Consuming. Yeah.
And like, you just recently got back from the Philippines. Do you find that true?
Yeah, I was consuming so much content. It
For
was
10
crazy.
minute at a
Yeah.
time.
It's crazy. I'd consume as much content
Yeah,
as I
he's
could.
consuming content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
Mhm.
yeah.
Oh, is that how you do it? Like this?
that's too.
You don't go reverse group? Joke.
It's like this.
No, but like you think about it, you don't have the aspirations to become a fucking movie star out there.
I mean,
Not,
you could.
not everyone though.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially if you're okay. Let's be real. If you're not fair skinned, like it's gonna be harder for you over there.
Right.
Good
Yeah.
maid.
But then like
or
you
a
go to
bad
school,
guy.
yeah, or a bad guy.
it's all these, like,
true.
typecasts.
It's really
Yeah.
racist.
Yeah,
it really is,
for
yeah.
sure. It's
Yeah.
colorism.
Yeah.
I was there watching it, and I was like, "Yep,
Yeah.
this is all."
Yeah, good thing I'm in the middle.
My theory is correct.
Right. But it's this whole thing of you go to work or you go to school and then you go make dinner and then you watch TV or internet or YouTube
Right.
or whatever the fuck.
Mhm.
Right? So they're consuming so much content, but also like do you consider is porn as content
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, they're consumers.
with like a huge stigma around
So,
it
yeah, it's entertainment.
Yeah.
or a media stigma around it?
Content.
Content.
I like
Content.
that. Content.
That sounds like a different thing. That sounds
Yeah.
like a sex
It's
move.
like sounds like
Yeah.
a tent where
It
you
could be.
come.
Word.
Hashtag Coachella.
Oh dang.
No.
No.
Coachella.
Coachella. Coachella. It's worse. It's worse with the
Coachella.
rolled L's, right?
Yeah.
Coachella.
Coachella. That sounds like
That's
a
like-
Filipino cookie.
That's gross.
Australian trying to say Coachella.
Coachella.
I have these questions. I don't know if you're gonna answer these questions about.
Let's do it.
All right, this
DJ's
is
been waiting for this.
I know
his entire
Are
life.
Who's
these
it-
questions for me?
for everyone.
Oh,
It's,
okay.
it's a discussion.
You're not alone.
I will
Um,
remain quiet for the rest of the episode.
I was like that.
Yes,
Yo,
like
would you
that.
start a You were talking about starting at OnlyFans.
Oh yeah, dude.
Would you start OnlyFans for real?
Sure. Why not?
For your feet?
No. Well, I already have one of those.
Do you really?
Link is at the bottom. No, I'm just kidding.
Of your,
but-
link is
Only
on the
feet.
bottom of your foot.
Yeah.
Bro, I would. I've had. Have you guys heard the story? I've had someone like reach out
Solicit?
to me, yeah, and ask for feet pics.
Same dude from the Philippines.
No.
Fuck? I
No.
haven't even had that.
Oh
I'm
my gosh, really?
jealous.
dude, it's great. I made $80.
Really?
What?
Are you real?
Oh my gosh, I didn't tell
You
you
made
that.
$80,
So,
bro.
yeah.
What's so
Hold
great about
on.
your feet?
Secret time.
Huh?
Secret time.
So, I'm just like trying to get rid of like all my old clothes. So I sell a lot of that stuff on Poshmark, and like, I just was take a picture of me with my clothes on, no face and stuff like that. And then this one comment said, "Hey, I'd like to buy those socks off of you." And I was like, "What are you talking about? Like, what is buy my socks?" He's like, "Oh," and then I said, "Where?" And he posted like at the actual item where he wants my actual socks, and I was wearing a certain sock. So I was like, should I do this? Fuck it, why not? I'm gonna make money. So I ended up selling my socks to him, and
Your used socks.
Yes.
Okay.
He wanted me to wear them even more than they were worn, and he wanted extra feet pics. So
Was this on IG?
no, this was on Poshmark.
Poshmark.
Oh.
Poshmark, get your shit together and let me do more.
Okay.
Well, dude, like, we have a special surprise. Open the door!
Oh,
He's in.
he's here.
He wants more
We
socks.
flew him over.
I want more money.
Sucks for you.
Socks to be you.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy because you see like the actual like address where you send it to. So of course I look at the address and I'm like,
And?
oh dude, this person's crazy. I blank out my address so he doesn't know where I live.
Oh man.
That's wild.
Yeah, bro, I made $80.
Yo, would you sell like,
Wow.
okay, as a dude, you don't have to answer any of these if you don't want to.
It's fine.
But if you
I
want to
think
join
the
in,
beer is just
please
making me
join
kind
in.
of sleepy and stupid right now.
yo, as a dude, would you sell your used like underwear on the internet?
100% I would.
It's
if I
like
don't
so
like that.
easy,
Yeah,
right?
I
Because
would
there's
do
no
it.
connection to like a thing.
The only thing is my DNA.
Is there a market for it?
Oh, I thought you said if there's a mark inside the.
Oh.
Yeah,
yeah,
in the
yeah.
flip.
Yeah, there is a mark. Yeah.
Ew.
Oh, there's no mark. But there is a mark.
Should I be doing this?
Would you sell your internet underwear?
Yeah, of course. My internet underwear. My crypto underwear.
Your crypto underwear?
Yo, this
Dude.
NFT of my underwear.
gonna-
Your NFT thing?
Dude, coming to the stage. NFT.
NF panties?
Dude.
Dude. Is there a kind of, I mean, obviously they do, but like women and men feel differently about that. Do they?
About
or is
what?
It, like selling your underwear on the internet?
I don't know. I'm willing to do a lot of shit. So, I mean, as long as there's money involved.
Dang, same.
Yeah,
That's why I was asking, like, legit question. Is there a market for this?
There's a
'Cause-
market for it. Yeah,
shit.
yeah. And if you tap into that market, let me know so I could tap in more. Because I want to
That-
How
make
much
more.
can I make
Yo, if
for
you
a
need-
panty, for a used panty?
You could probably make
A
like
lot.
a couple $100.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Hey, if you
Google-
need
Google
chunky
that
dude
shit.
underwear, hit me up.
Does there need to be stuff on the panty, or just like a freshly laundered panty is okay?
I mean,
Probably
it
just
really,
worn.
they
like,
want to be just worn, right?
Yeah, they want them just worn.
It's like
Yeah, but
vending
you don't gotta like, drip it out. Like, just wear what?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
just
It's
wear
like-
whatever, and then
Yeah,
just,
you don't have to
yeah.
like go run a mile.
That's
I
Spray
mean, if
garlic
they
on it.
pay me, I guess.
There's like vending machines in Japan where people.
Yeah, I
buy them.
I know. And then they have like a picture of the girl who wore it on them.
Sometimes.
Dude,
Sorry,
that's
right.
genius marketing, man.
It is. I
For
mean,
all we know, it's like, did you guys see that old MTV commercial where it was like this suburban white dad? He gets his panty in the mail and starts sniffing it.
It's always some dude.
And they show it's like this like sumo dude who's doing DVR
yeah.
and
Oh,
sweating
yeah.
and then taking it off and putting it in the mail.
That's
Nice.
me.
That's a great,
Yeah.
great commercial. Yeah.
Dude, I would do that.
I don't think. Yeah.
I think
would.
I'm more like hesitant to do that immorally because it's not my face. But I would do like my own for sure. Like it's If it's all me.
I hesitate because like, what if it gets traced back to me, right? That
Yeah.
could be.
like what?
Oh.
Like how?
Yeah, it's
I
the
don't
D-
know.
DNA.
Like, are
Like
they
they
gonna
do a
find out my
23andMe?
name? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Word.
It's like, are they gonna like clone
Yeah.
me now because like they have my?
Oh, I don't care about that. It's
Oh,
more just
really?
like my career. You know, if
Oh,
it gets
I
out that Kaitlyn Fae was selling her panties on the interwebs, I
Yeah.
don't know. It's not really.
Well, you just said it on a podcast.
Yeah.
Damn.
we clip it. We clip it. So
Yeah.
Kaitlyn Fae sells her panties. on the-
Oh man.
I'm sure it could be an
No, no.
extra for like the comic where it's like, oh, here's an extra package.
Oh no!
Here's the mask of
Get an
Haliya.
extra
Then
used
the
panties.
A
panties.
different kind of mask.
Oh
yeah,
no!
that's going in there.
No. I mean, like,
No.
Assistant producer of Pandesoul podcast.
yeah,
Oh
Stick
my
right here.
god.
bro. So okay, like there have been times where I've been like driving alone at home at night, and I'm like, yo, if I really needed the money, I would probably sell feet pictures, but I
Of
would do
what?
it out like my feet.
Oh, okay.
But I would do it good. I would be like, I'd be like, yo, you want me to run in some like sand first? Like I would hook them up
Me too.
If they were buying feet
No,
stuff,
I got stories.
I'm like
not of
consumer-
myself, people I know though.
consumer
Yeah.
focused.
And
Like,
like-
okay, what are the stories?
like dating.
I'm not allowed to say.
Alright.
I'll tell you outside.
They're all
Okay.
NDA'd.
Yeah.
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 Yo, if you want to hear the stories, subscribe to our Patreon.
Yeah. Then I'll tell you the goodies.
No, we won't give them to you.
Goods,
Just like if you
yeah.
want to hear them, subscribe and
Yeah.
then thank you.
Yeah.
It's just like a wild. Do you think it's a deserved shift in perception, that industry? Like the
Like sex work
industry? Yeah.
I mean, I think it's fine personally. There's always
sure.
going to be a need for this, right?
Right.
Might as well
It's entertainment, though. It's
create
like,
laws to protect sex workers.
Right.
for
Right.
sure.
And I watched, like, I think I was watching, Jubilee, where they have people on opposing sides have conversations with one
Oh,
another.
yeah.
Oh, dude, I was like, the
X-Men?
X-Men was in a porn.
Oh no,
parody?
no!
I was like, whoa.
I mean, I'm sure she
Whoa.
was, but like the
Rule- was that
Jubilee
Rule
media
86?
on YouTube.
Rule 86.
If it something exists, there's a porn version of it.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like internet rule.
I
Anyway,
think
sorry.
no, it's
Jubilee Media.
fine. I think there was a video where they had sex workers have conversations with people who are against sex work,
Oh, yeah,
and some of the sex workers were talking about how they were saying it really is not. For in our experience, it's not nearly as it's just not exploitative. Period. Like this one chick was saying, like she was nervous on her first day, and then she had a customer, and then they did it, and she was like, "That was really easy," and I don't feel like I was taken advantage of at all. She's like, I didn't take advantage of him, and he didn't take advantage of me. So, what's the problem here? You know,
Yeah.
I can't say the same for every sex worker, obviously.
For sure.
Right.
Obviously. Yes.
Especially if you're like, in like shitty conditions in a third world country and basically, human sex trafficked.
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like I'm fine with it.
Like if it's responsibly, like ethically done,
Yeah.
why not?
If
Yeah.
everyone's,
Consensual.
it's yeah.
Right.
This is the whole thing with sex in general and relationships is if things are consensual.
Yeah,
I used to
it's
work
true.
at like what a booking club is. You guys know what domies are? Like
Domies?
domi. It's
Why
like
don't you explain to our listener?
Oh God, here we
Alright.
go.
Explain to me
Well,
too.
back in
trying to be a dummy?
2014, I was, it's a funny story. I was working at a company that didn't exist. Long story short, they moved locations and they needed someone to maintain the office to make it look like it was still running. So I was trapped in this office for like months, 8 hours a day, not doing anything.
Oh, you were like a front. It was like
Yeah.
a front.
Well, it was a front. I mean, the company existed. It's
Yeah.
just they didn't do their paperwork right, and
Yeah.
so they technically weren't supposed to have moved yet. Right. Anyways, so that happened, and I was looking for jobs on Craigslist, as one does, and it said looking for a karaoke hostess, like $60 an hour, and I was
Oh,
like,
you
wow.
were at
Yeah.
one of those Korean places, huh? Yup.
Wait, what is this?
I got
Just let
you.
it keep going.
I was like, oh my God, that's a lot of money. And, like, I've been in a karaoke band. I worked as a sushi cashier person. Perfect. So I messaged them.
Sushi has nothing to do with karaoke, by the way.
Well, it was a Japanese. It was a hostess type
Okay,
role. Yeah,
okay.
it was a cashier hostess.
Okay.
And they immediately, emailed me back saying, "Can you text pictures of yourself to this number?"
That's a great sign.
And I remember thinking, oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, they got back really quickly. So, I just took some pictures of my body and I sent it over and they said, "Can you come in tonight?" And I was like, I guess. And they said, dress like you're going to a club. So I show up at this, location in Koreatown. I get out of my car. It is the seediest looking part of Koreatown I have ever laid eyes on. I don't even want to know what was on the floor. I call my friend. I was like,
Semen.
yo, I'm kind of nervous. I don't know what this job is about. And he was like, be careful, Kaitlyn. So I show up and, there are all these, there's like a bar and there's all these sectioned off curtained booths. And they lead me into a curtained booth. And I go inside and there's a man sitting at the table and there's like several shot glasses in front of him. It was like some mafia shit, right? So I'm like, hi, I'm Kaitlyn. I sit down. He immediately launches into, he's just talking about the job and I don't even know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
He goes, okay, so this is how it works. Commission, percentage rate, blah, blah, blah. You get tips from this much. And then like, depending on how many customers you can get to, continue to see, we will raise percentage based on this. And I was like, I don't know what he's talking about. couple minutes into his speech, it hit me. Oh my God, this is like a domi position. And for those of you who don't know, a domi is like in South Korea, but in other Asian countries too, like Japan and stuff
It's like
like
a
that.
companion thing, right?
Yeah, like essentially you're being paid to flirt with the customers.
Oh, okay.
And they have there's like booking clubs for men and women, right? So the women type clubs, they have male workers, but this was for like a guy club, right? So they have female workers. And
We'll go after.
essentially you get paid like kind of an hourly rate, and the guests are required to tip you, so you make a lot of the money in tips.
Yeah.
And he just said, the reason I have this drink out here is I want to test your like tolerance to alcohol. And if you can still be charming and interesting and work, like basically you're gonna be working tonight if you can do it. So he's pouring me this drink, and I'm like trying to, act normal and just chat and talk to him. And he goes, okay, so there's no sex allowed here. Like, he made that very clear. Like, you are not allowed to have sex. Pretty sure he only said that because there's like anti-prostitution laws.
Yeah.
But he goes, however, you're not allowed to have sex, but we are flexible on other things. Like I've walked in on someone, like a worker giving their customer a hand job, and that's technically okay. So if you ever feel uncomfortable with any of the customers, you press this button right here. And he pointed to a button on the wall, or you text me, okay? And I was like, okay. And then he taught me how to, like, I guess in Korea, there's a certain way you drink with elders, and you have to drink, otherwise it's considered rude. So he said, you're working tonight. And then some of the girls taught me how to make it look like I was drinking, but then spit the alcohol back through my straw into a glass of water, so you don't get too drunk. So that's how I started. And it was like a Korean-run establishment, but I would argue the majority of the customers were like all kinds of Asian guys. Not everyone was Asian, but the majority were. Yeah. And the majority of the girls were Asian, but not everyone was. There was like other, ethnicities there. There was like this girl who was kind of like their star. I think she was Thai. She made enough money. She had enough like a client base to like open up her own happy ending salon. She's super nice.
What?
Oh no!
You're gonna say some shit.
He looked like he was about to type what that salon was.
It's been closed down since
You
then.
look like
so
you're
sorry
gonna
to
say like
disappoint you.
where it is. You were like,
I was.
We all felt you thinking that. Like, where is this?
Nope.
Right. So, it was interesting. Like, I did get a lot of money. I remember my first night, I got a ticket in my car, but I had made enough in tips where it was like fine,
You're like whatever.
So I was like, oh, whatever. Yeah. And
Yeah.
to this day, when I'm down on my luck, I sometimes think about, do it. But honestly, I wouldn't do it again. And anyway, that club closed down years ago. But yeah, it was nuts. Like customers would come in, they would line all the girls up like it was a freaking brothel,
Dude,
and then they would pick which girl they liked, right? So they'd be like, I want you. And then they
Like
would
in
go.
Rush
with
Hour?
Yeah, this is like
her. I
Friend
want
has
her.
big appetite.
And yeah, the first couple nights, and I get chosen, it's fine. And then I remember the first time I got chosen, it was me and this. Oh gosh, I hope she doesn't find this.
Is that
This
not-
girl who is like Japanese American, super Christian. It was really funny. She was like, she was telling me about how she was super Christian.
Yeah.
she was working
She's
with me.
there.
Hey.
Yeah, but she was cool, and I think we're still friends on Facebook actually. And oh gosh, I probably shouldn't be talking about this. I have to protect the identity of. I don't remember their names, and in fact, they wouldn't. My first customers were these like math TAs at some college, and they wouldn't tell us what college they taught at, understandably.
Remember we
Yeah.
TA'd for college?
Yeah, that was a really yeah. We
It
made
wasn't
that.
you guys.
No, it wasn't us.
It was like this like East Asian looking guy, and then like this like tall, buff, like really handsome Persian looking motherfucker.
That's
Yeah.
you.
Remember we TA'd
Yeah,
for that
yeah.
college?
Damn.
And then it was like, what you're supposed to do is they have to order food, they have to order drinks, and then you just like, and then you play games, and then I just try to think of like fun party parlor tricks, just like, oh, let's play a game. Oh, I want to order my food, and then
Did you use that voice?
No, but I think one of my tricks was like I would talk to them in like the few Japanese phrases I learned in Japanese class.
Yeah.
And I always ended up sounding like a hentai.
Okay, let's pause this real quick.
Oh, okay.
You're one of the girls. What's your party trick?
Pause? Oh, the story?
Huh? Pause the story.
Oh, pause the story.
What is
okay.
your party trick? You're
No.
it's mine.
I make a very, very mean
Blowjob.
armpit fart. It's pretty damn good.
Sample.
No, it's really good. I don't want to.
Sample. He's
I
okay.
have to charge you guys, and it's better when it's wet. It might
Ew! Go on.
Oh.
Ew!
Oh.
Stop.
Go.
Oh
the
my
mic.
god!
I told you. So where's my money?
Wash your hands. Change your name.
This guy put deodorant on
We
today.
send you the Venmo.
Mine would be like, so what's up? I'm Dre.
What you want to do?
What's your...
Okay, let's do the thing.
Yeah. So would we be picked based on our party tricks? Would we be picked?
I mean, the beard might be a bit of a
Super
like,
niche.
Yeah, I don't know if all the guys want to be with someone with
premium.
a beard, but you never know.
Ever been to the circus?
There's all kinds of
Right.
tastes out there.
Dude.
Right.
So okay. So I remember I was seated with the East Asian guy, and then this Japanese girl was with the Persian guy, and I just remember, they just kept ordering drinks, and we're drinking, and things were getting kind of fuzzy. And I remember her, like I vaguely have this image of her like twerking on him or something like that.
Oh, shit.
And then at some point in the evening, they were like, "Let's switch."
Mm-hmm.
Like you get the Persian guy.
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck?
You get the Persian guy and I'll get the other guy. So I was like, okay, sure. And then at some point, like, I don't know how this happened, he like leaned in and started kissing me. And then I looked, his eyes were open.
Oh,
His
gosh.
eyes
Oh,
were
God.
wide open. I was like, and then what is it? He kind of like started choking me. And I was like, oh, okay. I was just like going along with it.
Yeah.
And then he gave me my only hickey that I've ever had. Cause like I used to brag to people that I don't get hickeys.
Yeah.
And I once had two of my guy friends like suck on my arms for like 30 minutes, and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna give you hickeys." They didn't give me a hickey. And the Persian guy, to this day,
That's like vomit free
yeah,
since '93, bro.
Yeah.
Dang.
the only person who gave me a hickey, he like gave me a hickey, and the next day I was like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "Oh, there's a hickey," and then yeah, that was my first time with a client with them.
Wow.
So yeah,
See,
there's a lot of crazy stories.
That was homemade right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
can't tell you all the stories, but yeah, that was the first.
Tell us
time.
after.
Sure, why not? But it was
that's
interesting.
That is kind of wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, not getting a hickey.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask my friends to do that.
Let me.
Okay, go
Yeah.
here.
You guys should both do it. Try to give him a hickey.
Not that hand. He
Suck.
had,
Oh, yeah.
fucking-
Which is,
he
which is
farted
the
with that
Suck
hand.
on, right here with the blood vessels
I'd rather
are
just
really
do your
thin.
neck
Is
Just
that-
like
is that
than
the
that
spot?
hand.
My guy friends did it like here and didn't work. Like 30 minutes they were sucking on my arms, didn't work. Yeah. So
Sucks to be them.
Sucks to
Yeah.
be them.
Were they wearing socks?
I don't know. Then again, like
Yeah,
how
they bought
often
them
do you
from
have
you.
someone like bite? Okay, so do you get a hickey from like if someone bites it, or it literally has to be like sucking it? Because I don't even really know how this works.
I'm a dude. I've never had that.
I don't share secrets.
There you go.
What
Yeah,
is a
right.
hickey? How's that? What is a hickey? It's like when you bite it, or like you like rupture a blood vessel in someone's neck, right?
I signed an NDA.
Oh God. Okay, never mind. I don't know how this works.
I mean, basically.
Yeah, I
Right?
think that's yeah.
It ruptures a
It's-
blood vessel.
but do you do it from biting, or is it literally from just like prolonged
I think
sucking?
it's a mix of both. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
your sucking has to be almost like a bite. Like, you
No,
don't have
it's-
to bite.
It's just a bruise.
Yeah.
but on your neck.
Mm-hmm.
It's
From
a bruise.
kissing.
It's a bruise resulting from kissing,
Well, you're not just like.
or like
Kissing.
yeah.
If you
suck-
just like
yeah.
peck at it,
Or
that's
sucking
not
the
gonna create
skin.
a bruise. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think
So-
if you
Right.
like rub your tongue on it a little bit.
Why is this?
Wait.
Wait, why is
What are you
this-
looking at?
Why is the Scrabble like? There's a Scrabble for hickey, like the points.
There's probably like an ad.
Yeah, so-
Probably.
It's like those Scrabble letters.
Don't worry about what I'm doing.
Yeah. Do you ever give yourself one? Like, you try?
I haven't tried. Maybe
You?
should I try it?
On accident, I've tried.
What?
What?
On accident?
Yeah. I was like,
You were practicing.
What are you?
Yeah, you know, like in like.
No, we don't know.
How does this work?
explain.
Now I want to try it.
You guys are weird.
I've never done
not,
this.
we're not shaming you. Like, you do you, you
Oh,
know?
yeah,
But, like,
explain.
no.
Every time I was in elementary school, I'd be like this.
Oh
and just, like,
my
I'd be bored,
God.
and I'd be like sucking on it, and like, I'm just like kind of bored, and all of a sudden, like, I'd be like, oh shit.
Where, here on this
Your
side?
arm.
Like this. Sometimes, like, I'd be like,
I bet you've never had a hickey get created on this show, right?
Correct.
There's a first time for everything.
Mm-hmm.
First time for most.
Okay, time to give yourself a hickey.
it's gonna be
She led
me.
you down this
Yeah.
garden path and
So
dropped you,
prove
bro.
to us that you've done it.
Dude,
Otherwise, it didn't
prove
happen.
it.
Damn, it's been a while since like a couple weeks.
Can I just suck like this? Like that? I'm biting on it.
Look into the camera. We need
Yeah.
views.
We need content.
No, get
We
closer.
need content. Yeah.
Yeah.
Start making sounds.
ASMR.
While she's doing that,
You guys hear it?
While she's working on that,
Wait, I'm kind of scared. I don't want to bruise myself, but I kind of want to.
what are we doing?
I'm trying to give myself a
What are
hickey.
you fucking doing?
It's kind of nasty. Anyways,
All right.
who's
Yo.
next?
Okay, so we're talking about like sex industry, sex work, right? What was like? Did you ever get caught watching bomba shit?
I'm so scarred, dude.
Are you?
In the middle of
That
it?
means you got caught.
Yeah, dude, I was so scarred. Oh,
Like, was your like bird out?
oh man, no.
Like-
Well, yeah.
Not up, huh? Out.
Well, up and out.
Up and out. Coming next from Disney, from the makers of Up.
On
Out.
stage.
This is out.
Next on stage.
Coming
Coming to the
out.
stage.
Coming to the stage. Up and out.
Up and out.
Are you in or out,
It was bad.
dude?
No, yeah. You first. I'm still scarred from that moment.
Dang. It was just like,
You gave up.
found
on
the browser history.
Oh, they found
Oh, that's.
Yeah. And
the
then
browser.
just
What's that?
like, yeah. Delete that. Just
Delete- you better
delete the
not,
browser
huh?
history. Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Oh man, I remember like downloading like not even movies or videos on Napster or Kazaa, but I was downloading.
Okay.
You
Kazaa.
Wow,
guys remember that,
wow.
right? Bear
Yeah.
Shark?
That is
Kazaa
a
Light?
throwback.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Dude,
Yeah,
Kazaa Light.
Kazaa.
I was downloading just sounds.
Oh, word.
Audio.
Just the sounds. Yeah, the sounds.
Word.
Yeah, I was like Jennifer Lopez sound,
Nice.
and then I'm like, yeah, Cindy Crawford, sex sounds.
I'll tell you a
And it's-
story.
But hold on. It's me just, hi, I'm Cindy Crawford.
I know, right?
Here's my sex sound.
All my impressions start with
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm impersonating.
Introduce themselves.
So you guys are, talking about getting caught by your mom or some shit.
Mhm.
So, okay, I was really, really young. Like, let's just say I was really young. The way I discovered what we're talking about,
Porn.
It's pretty clear what we're talking about. Oh, no, I wasn't going to talk about porn.
Uh-oh.
I didn't
Oh.
find that out till, like, later. But,
Oh,
like,
yourself.
yeah, like, basically, oh my God, this is really embarrassing. When I was young, my parents were afraid I wasn't walking correctly. They said I was, like, duck-footed. So they used to make me practice walking on the kitchen floor at night, like turning at my feet. And then I think my mom had this fear that maybe I was bow-legged or something. And she was trying to figure a way to correct, like, my bones. So, okay, this is so embarrassing. I'm really young here, okay? I'm going to tell you right now.
Like, how young?
Like, young, okay?
Like, before
Like just
Like,
young.
so
the
young.
dawn of existence?
I was really, really young, okay?
Okay.
And my mom was like, Kaitlyn, tonight when you go to sleep, I want you to put this pillow between your legs, okay? And I was like, okay. And then, sure, like, as soon as I did, I noticed, like, it felt kind of good if I, like, rubbed up on it.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, this was good. And then a few days later, I go to my mom. I'm like, hey, I want to show you something that I discovered.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was like show and tell.
Yeah.
So I basically started humping this pillow in front of my mom. And I was like, when I do this, it feels really good.
To
Nice.
be young and
I was
innocent.
really young.
It's like, you're correct.
Yeah.
And then she was like, never do that again. And I was like, oh.
In front of me.
Dang.
And I was like, I like froze. I was like, whoa, I feel like I did something really bad
Yeah.
right now. So
That is traumatizing.
So was
yeah.
this
Yeah.
like before a morality system? Like essential? Like,
I was a child, a very young
yeah,
child.
for sure.
I did not understand anything.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
just like, oh yeah, it feels good when I do that. And
Yeah.
she got mad.
I
was
specifically,
like, okay.
when I was a kid, probably around that, I don't, know what age that was.
Around the age that you probably.
Yeah, I remember asking everyone at school, like teachers, like every adult I knew,
Oh, no.
why, like my bird gets hard
Yeah.
when I
Yeah, when you what?
when you first wake up.
Yeah,
You know, sometimes it's like they gas when I wake up, and they're like, "Don't ask me that," and I'm like, "Why doesn't anyone want to? Doesn't you don't
Explain
know?
it, yeah.
Am I the only one?"
Dude, my brother, he used to refer to pussies as buns when I was a kid.
Because the hot dog goes in the bun.
And then he would call the pitoy the hot dog.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting at the kitchen table one night with my family, and I was like, my philosophical brain kicked in. I was like, wait, you guys, what if you put the hot dog
in
the bun?
Yeah.
And my parents were like, "Hoy bastos!" Like they got mad at me. They're like, "Don't you ever talk about that again?" And I was like, I don't know. It was just like one of many instances where I was kind of like shamed,
reprimanded for being
Yeah.
innocent.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
definitely
Wow.
fucked me up. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah,
I was just
yeah.
like,
That's
oh,
childhood
Well-
trauma for
okay,
sure.
yeah,
Well-
I'm sorry. You know,
Right.
Draft time.
oh no.
Draft
Round
time.
one.
Round one.
Hot dog
All right.
draft.
So, real quick, draft time.
Round one.
Us
Draft time.
as Filipinos, we have alternate names for body parts, and there's a million of them.
Right.
So we're gonna draft our top three-round draft. Alternate names for the body parts.
Mhm.
And it can be any body part, but like you know the
Alternate
private
name?
parts.
Oh,
I'm gonna go with bird.
Bird is so good.
It's
for
classic.
which? Oh,
Any of
male.
them.
Oh,
Any
okay.
of them.
Yeah,
Okay.
bird is so
I'm gonna
good.
go with, and you can't just say the shit in Tagalog,
Birdie.
okay?
Yeah.
It needs to be an alternate.
No.
Like you can't just go puet, right?
Oh,
It has to be like an alternate
Oh,
name.
yeah.
got it. Yeah.
I'm gonna go bird because it's classic. You know?
That
Yeah.
is classic. Growing up, we used to call this one poke, pique, instead if it's a younger person. Which is
Ew.
weird.
Hold on, the
Yo,
like thought
yo.
process.
Which is
What
I-
the
we've
fuck?
we only said that when we were kids, or if our parents were calling and telling us like stop blah 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 with your pique, or you know. I'm just like, what? And then when I grew up, I learned that poke is the Tagalog word,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, oh, maybe because
I thought poke was a type of tuna, like Japanese.
Same. Yeah.
Yeah.
both. Yes,
yeah.
and
Yes,
they're
both.
both great.
yes, both.
Both
Let me
fish.
say.
They're both delicious.
Yeah.
Egg roll.
Egg roll.
Classic.
Cool.
Classic.
Never called it.
Really? You never called it egg
Unless
roll?
it's from Rush Hour. They're gonna cut off our egg rolls.
Yeah.
I feel like the ones I'm coming up with now already exist. Like
No, yeah,
That's fine.
That's
yeah,
the game.
that's the point.
you just
like beef curtains.
Yeah, that's good. That works.
Like the beef jerky.
Nice.
Yeah, beef curtains.
Nice.
A happy
Man.
happy clam.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
I'm gonna
So
go
strong.
with fuck man. What'd you call it earlier? Pitoy?
Pitoy.
yeah, I've heard it like that before.
Is it like that?
Yeah, pitoy.
Oh dang.
But
What?
yeah.
I learned it as butoy.
oh, buto.
Butoy.
Butoy,
You know which
yeah.
one I like? I like cakes.
Oh, dude, cakes is great.
Cakes.
Cakes is a good one.
But that's the other end.
yeah, any
Yeah,
of them, like
I
any part.
yeah.
I feel like every family has a different word
Yeah.
for
Top floor, bottom
genitals.
floor, back door, everything.
yeah.
Mine was like dodo, pongkingkai, and botoy.
Pumpkin Kai?
Pongkingkai.
That's like
Isn't
That's
that
Chinese,
nuts?
man.
That's
that's
some
like
Chinese
Lao's
shit,
last
yeah.
name.
Yeah.
Yeah, pongkingkai.
It's a Dragon Ball Z character, right?
No, like I heard
I know
it as
King
a-
Kai. I'd be like pongkingkai.
I heard it as Pukenkeng.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Pumpkin King is another one.
I heard Pukenkeng before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Anyway, round two.
Dude, we just round 2 and round
I
3
know,
the whole
I
thing,
know.
dude.
That's it.
Pumpkin King.
There's other ones out there.
Pumpkin Dynasty.
Did you guys see the new children's show that just dropped?
Oh,
And there's like an owl named Peck Peck.
Oh,
They're like,
yeah.
What?
Peck Peck loves to be washed.
Yes.
Peck Peck needs lots of soap because Peck Peck is dirty.
Yeah, they
And I was
do.
like, oh man, I bet you a Filipino wrote this. They're
Is
fucking
that
with
your
us.
voice? You sounded just
I
like
know,
it.
right? That's what it sounds like.
Hold on. She's promoting her own children's
Dang,
TV show.
A backpack as a bird? As
Yeah.
a backpack?
Yeah, it's an owl, so I guess
Owl.
it does make sense because they're like pecking. If it was a woodpecker, that would make sense, but it's an owl.
Wow, if they were pecking, yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Dang.
Peck Peck.
That's what you call it?
Yeah.
Peking duck.
Woodpecker?
Woodpeck.
Yeah, so we never finished our drafts. You got another one?
Beef curtain was hilarious.
Beef curtain, yeah.
I'm so tossed.
Damn.
I can't even. Beef curtain.
I think this is Visaya, but like my mom like langkoy is like the male.
Banana
genitalia.
langkoy.
Yeah.
Like the what?
I think
Langkoy?
it's Visaya, or I don't know if it was like familial, but
Joe
like
Koi? What?
langkoy.
Langka.
Langkoy.
Any Visayans, signal in the chat. Tell me.
Tap in.
Tell me what
Don't-
was my experience
Yeah.
about.
Don't touch my lychee.
You know, when I was like 12, I discovered romance novels. And I used to like go to Borders every day after school and like, you know, like hide the cover and like just read all these like raunchy romance novels.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because like in an attempt to be artsy, like the writer will oftentimes try to come with like so many different ways to say
Yeah, like
dick.
metaphors.
Yeah,
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
but it was like sometimes like really beautiful. But it's usually like his hot rod, like pressed up against the fabric of her skirt. So like rod, or like her quivering slit, you know.
Man.
It's like
This. Wow.
Well, you should read one of those in the accent. like,
read it
as
out
a
loud,
writer.
yeah.
My gosh.
But like in the like,
Oh man, her
seduction.
secret place.
Yeah.
there was
That's
once
crazy.
a girl
His oh man,
reached
like
down to his
she
bird.
milked his ebony rod. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just yeah.
It sounds like that was your favorite book.
Yeah, obviously memorized all the passages.
I remember at like when I was 8, like that's when I first
In the
discovered.
Philippines?
Like the Bible's weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
oh, I
like-
know the Bible. Ugh.
Yeah, I first discovered the Playboy magazine,
Oh
and
yeah.
I was like, oh wow, like I opened
Your
it up.
intro was magazines?
Yeah.
Or was your intro magazines?
To what porn?
No, internet.
Internet? How about you?
To what? To
Just to
porn?
like
Yeah.
you know other people's genitalia that weren't yours.
magazines. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Or like a science book or something. I don't know. Probably.
Science book.
science
don't count.
book?
That's
Yeah, the like you know the just like there's like a little drawing of a boy and girl,
Yeah.
and then you see like little penis.
Yeah.
But when I
it
found
was
my
probably
dad,
average size.
Yeah, yeah, I
Just
mean-
like
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
just give him some slack.
when I found my first
Called in the book.
Playboy,
Yeah.
I was like 9 or something,
Yeah.
and I remember turning the page, and there was a girl who was showing her pussy,
Yeah.
and I
You're
gasped.
like, whoa.
Yeah.
I was like, "Look, I know women show their breasts,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but this chick is showing her punkinkai."
Yeah.
Like I was like, "Damn!"
Yeah.
Oh, but the first time I saw porn, get this, I was at a sleepover. I was like 9. All the
Mhm.
girls had gone downstairs to get.
It's
like,
always with
banana
someone
splits.
else.
Yeah. It is
Yeah.
with someone
It's
else,
always
yeah.
with someone else.
I was
We
by
were
myself.
get this. It was
Only
1999.
child.
We were in a Christian chat room, and everyone went down to get ice cream. I was like, oh, you know, like chatting with other Christians. And someone goes, click on this. And this was blue and it was underlined.
yeah.
I was like, oh. I clicked on it. And to this day, I was like, these images, there were 3 images that popped up, burned in my mind. The first was of this blonde woman like showing her big fake tits to the camera. The second was the same woman and she had a dick in her hand and she was about to like put it in her throat. And then another was like another guy and he had like a black dick and he was like about to suck on it. And I was so shocked.
Yeah.
So scandalized. Like I remember walking to school the next day and being like,
Just thinking about it.
I can't believe people do things like that.
Yeah.
This is so dirty.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just so
Right.
traumatized.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah. I
so
can't
And
believe
now
that.
you're
funny.
like, I can't believe
And
you
like,
bought a
and now I
magazine.
work in porn. I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. No,
Dude, my first one, someone brought one to school and was like, oh, look what I got. You know, the circle. And we all like,
circle. What?
Wait, what?
you know, like
The school circle.
the
like,
huddle.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
huddle,
okay.
Like, yo, look what I got.
Everyone's like getting together, like,
Oh
And
God.
then we're like, all right, everyone rip out a page and that's your pit. Like, you got to take it. Like, that was you.
Dang.
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
that's you, man.
And then in my head, I'm so Asian. I'm like, yo, what if I just like bought one and sold each page for like $1?
hustle
I'd
mentality.
be rich.
Bro.
Hustle
And
mentality.
then it was funny because that's
did you do it? That'd
the
be
first time
hilarious.
I got my dad was cleaning the room, and in my desk was like a folded up one,
Yeah.
but it
Oh
held
my
it
God.
held the money. So there was
Sure.
like $6 in the like folded up page.
How old were you?
Dude, I was like 9 or 10.
Oh my God, you guys are so young.
It was like 5th grade, bro. Like the
Yeah.
first time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember printing out some stuff too.
Yeah, dude. And then
Printing out
the
stuff.
first
Oh,
time, the first time I saw a website, it was like on a computer I should not have been at.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Not saying where I was because it's weird. But like, my friend was like, "Yo, check out this website," And you know how websites in the 90s had an enter page?
Yeah.
Right? Click here to enter.
Yeah.
The button was like on her asshole.
I think I went to the
She
same
like
page.
bent over and
Oh
it was
my
like
God.
click on the, and I'm like, is this what a lady asshole look like? It's just like a pink dot that says enter. So I remember clicking it and like so scared of being caught, I like looked at the homepage for like 10 seconds. I'm like, okay, this is good. Like that's enough for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I know for sure I'm gonna get
Control
caught,
W.
and the consequences are gonna be crazy.
You know, the first time I saw hentai,
What's
was like,
that?
oh, well, hentai, for those of you who don't know, is like basically Japanese pornographic anime, right? Or like
Right.
manga. And it was like, it popped up on a computer screen and it was like Dragon Ball Z, right? It was black and white. And I remember like Goku and Chi-Chi were naked.
Dude.
And I did not understand what was going on. So like Chi-Chi was bent over on the floor, like on her hands and knees, and Goku, he was doing like a kamehameha into her ass. He was like kamehamehaing into her ass,
Wow.
and
How
it
did
was
they
in
spell kame?
it was in Japanese, so I didn't know what they were saying.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh my God, like, is he hurting her? Like, I was like, I think he's hurting Chi-Chi. And then it hit me. I was like, wait, I think this is
That's the point.
sexual. Yeah.
I think that's the point.
This is.
I was like, oh my God. I was so disturbed.
Dude. Well, we live in a different time now, right? Where it's like
Yeah.
almost accepted. I mean, obviously, still like, if you're under 18, there's like an age range where they're gonna get it before they're allowed to get it,
Right.
right? It's just like,
Yeah.
like it's sad to say, but it's like alcohol and cigarettes and all that other shit,
Right.
right? I'm just saying, like, talk to your kids early
Yeah.
and
don't
just
let
be
them-
cool with
yeah,
it.
just be
Like,
cool
don't
with it.
shame them about,
Right.
like, don't yuck all the yums.
Yeah.
Just like
You know?
explain what it's about.
I'm
Yeah.
still messed up over all these things.
Dude, I feel like every Asian in the U.S. has like had an experience.
Yeah.
Because it's so taboo in the cultures,
So
right?
taboo.
Right.
But it's like, yo, dude, it's cool as long as everything's consensual and you're not hurting people. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
whatever it is, it's a valid. Now it's a valid form of entertainment, right?
Right.
Like you go and it's it's like paying for bowling. Like
That's it.
that's the
Yeah,
equation.
but it's free.
Right.
Well, no, not really.
Sometimes, I mean, like ethically, if you want to support a creator,
Yeah.
like pay for the thing. It's like
Yeah.
$4 or however they price it.
It's like
Right.
$8 for 31 days or something.
Well, yeah, how much is the one you pay for?
Huh?
Huh?
Hot dog
Hot dog.
buns.
Hame hot dog.
My friend, he was like complaining to me about how there are no like Asian male porn stars. And I was like, yes, there are. And he's like, name one. And I was like,
Can you name one?
well, I was like, I mean, I don't know of any, but I'm sure there are, you know. He's like, yeah, and like gay porn, but there's no, you know, like man on woman, male
Yeah.
Asian porn stars. And I was determined to prove him wrong. And I found this guy. He's like hot too, and he's older. He's like this older, hot Asian American guy who does porn. And they were interviewing, and he was just very chill. You know, he's like, I didn't think I was gonna get into this, but you know, I was like, oh, why not? And you know, I was like thinking, you know, because there's a lot of shame for a woman to be an adult film actress.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's as much stigma and as much shame if a guy decides to do porn. You know what I mean? Like, basically what I'm asking is, would either of you be interested in doing sex work? Like, if given the opportunity, you know, and like, let's say like you had a following and they were
Yeah.
giving you money
Yeah.
and like, you know, you're like healthy and like willing to do this stuff. Is this something you guys would even like
Yeah, ask
consider?
me. I like attention, man. Of course I would do it.
Yeah.
Like,
You
like,
know,
there's
like,
people
ugh.
out there that there's like a type, you know, like people are
Yeah.
into all kinds of stuff,
Of course.
you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
now's the moment.
Well, like
to
here's the
admit.
thing, right? Because like,
Yes.
what would that representation do if you saw that when in your like discovery of
This is what I
that-
mean. It would be
that
like, oh, I can
industry.
be sexy too, you
Yeah.
know? Like,
Right.
where you're like, oh, dope, you're doing that. That means I could do like. that give you a certain level of like I don't give a fuck confidence.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, it feels like you can do
100%.
anything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
and that's
sure.
what I mean.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you guys know this. He was big like in the 80s. He was in like this one Jet Li film. His name is John Lone. He's this Chinese guy. He was in The Last Emperor. He was in Year of the Dragon. He was in M Butterfly. Doesn't really work now, but back in the 80s he was huge, and he was nominated for like best supporting actor and stuff like that in the Oscars.
What's his name?
His name is John Lone. He's like an orphan, so no one knows. Like some people surmise he might be biracial, but he gave himself the name John Lone.
Lone,
Lone, like alone.
John Lone.
And I was showing my friend.
Oh, wow, damn, he's hot.
He is a handsome dude. And then I was showing my friend who's Korean, and we started freaking out because he looks just like John Lone. And then I was like, "Oh my God, you look like John Lone."
Yeah.
And
It's like, I am
he was like,
John.
"I literally like that is my face." And he started freaking out. And then he started thinking, if I had grown up
Hold
knowing
up. You missed a very important credit.
What?
Yeah.
That's him?
okay. If you don't know who John Lone is, in Rush Hour 2,
Oh, yeah, he's in
he
Rush Hour
plays
2, yeah.
Ricky Tan.
Oh,
See?
but by then he's already like older.
That's
like,
such a big credit.
he was like in his
though.
prime in the 80s. He was really hot in the 80s,
dang.
you know.
Look at
All
that.
of us had the same
Yeah.
reaction
Yeah.
when we saw Ricky
Rush
Tan
Hour 2,
on the
like, what?
fucking thing.
Dang.
He was in War too, I think. with Jet
No,
Li.
he was Ricky.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah. Wow. He's.
Sorry, we like that movie.
But
here.
look at him, like type in John Lone, like The Last Emperor, back when he was like really hot back in the day.
Yeah, no, he this is
Yeah.
like a younger photo.
Yeah.
Right.
And he looks just like my friend. And he was saying, had I known back in the 80s, there was a guy who was a celebrity who was Asian and looked just like me, that might have done something for my self-esteem.
Right.
That might have done wonders for my self-esteem.
He's
But I didn't
70
know
right
about
now.
this guy.
Yeah.
And, it's just, it made me think like, oh, wow. It's so powerful
Ricky
to see.
Tan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's John
crazy.
Lone.
That's crazy. I didn't know. I didn't see his name on the credits.
No problem.
That wasn't
Right.
Just Rush Hour.
Please
Yeah.
let
Well,
me get you a new one.
he was raised in an orphanage. And then he was a kid. I think he joined the Chinese opera. And then, like in his 20s or 30s, he moved to LA on some like acting scholarship or whatever. Went to like Santa Monica Community College or some shit to learn
Santa
English.
Ana College.
Yeah, something like that.
Nice.
And then he just like started trying out for films. And then,
Good for him.
he starred in the film that won Best Picture in 1988.
And then he joined the Triads.
Nice.
And then he was the head
And
of
then
the
he's the
Triads.
leader.
Right.
He's a really good actor.
And then he got kicked out of a casino.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ricky Tan.
Anyways.
Yeah,
Cool.
so check him out. John
Dude.
Lone, really great actor. 80s. He hasn't made a film since 2007, but he's got a great repertoire.
Right.
Yeah, he's
Um,
Ricky Tan.
And he's a
so
good looking
excited
guy.
about that.
Yeah.
I love Rush Hour so
I've never
much.
seen it.
Oh man.
You wouldn't like it.
Really? What do you say? I love it when people tell me like, "Oh, you wouldn't like this," because it means like
You
I
have
don't
to see it now.
Yeah.
know. No, it means they know my taste.
I feel like I don't know.
Mm.
The jokes don't hold up. Like if you see it now, you're
That's like comedy always evolves. Things
Right.
from like 30 years ago just aren't funny
okay. The
anymore,
Muppet Babies is so good
That
still.
shit's still fire. Yeah.
It's evergreen. Like all the Mel Brooks stuff is
Mel
so
looks
good.
pretty good. Yeah.
Right.
Muppet
Your,
Babies.
my Schwartz is bigger than
Dude,
mine.
there's a running joke in the Muppet Babies where like there's a trope where someone gets lost, and every time they ask for directions, they're like, "Excuse me, I seem to be lost." And one of the like Muppets goes, "Have you tried Hare Krishna?" Like it's a religion.
Oh, that's kind of cute.
And I'm like, dude, that's like the comedy that.
that's
it's so
funny.
genius.
Right.
I like that.
Anyway, porn is
Right.
great.
Yeah.
Would you? Okay,
So this.
if
Yeah.
you had a
Soon.
yeah. If you found out you knew someone with like an OnlyFans, would you watch?
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
Out of curiosity,
Or I would.
if at the least.
I know someone who does, but I don't know her account name. So
Mm.
I
She's
feel like
telling
it's a
me
different
stories.
relationship after
Yeah.
that, right? Where it's like I'll support it and I'll watch out of curiosity, but I'm not gonna like.
No, I
Well,
think
she wasn't
I'd
having
pay.
sex. It was like foot stuff. So that's
Well,
not
that's
as
like
bad,
the
right?
boring version.
Oh, you
of-
mean like sex?
Yeah,
sex.
like
Oh.
all in.
I know someone who I grew up with, and oh god, I hope they don't find out. I found his like jacking off video,
Damn.
and that was interesting. I was like, whoa.
Reverse grip or standard grip?
It was standard. It was like gay porn, so I was like, holy shit.
Dude.
But yeah.
I have a
no
story
judgment.
like that. but we're not gonna say it on air.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a lot of stories I can't
have
tell right
so
now.
many
Yeah.
old friends that listen to this. Anyway, you would watch it like if it was EJ, would you watch his shit?
I would give him $5 and be like, "Good job, keep it up."
Good
wouldn't-
job.
you
That's
wouldn't
the
just-
word.
you wouldn't
Good
just, like,
job.
It's like
Good
the,
work,
it's
good
like the
work.
Easter Sunday. Buy the ticket, don't watch it.
Yeah, I would do that too. Buy the ticket, don't watch it unless.
Here's
like,
the $5.
yeah.
Keep it up.
I would watch a little bit. I watch like
Out of
30
curiosity,
seconds.
right?
Yeah, out
30
of
seconds?
curiosity.
That's all we need.
Yeah.
Out of
30
curiosity.
seconds.
I just need like 30 seconds. I'm like, all right, I'm good.
Bro, I would watch a minute.
What minute?
Yeah, because like sometimes
Eye
there's
contact?
dialogue, right?
Oh, come on.
Oh.
Sometimes
mean-
there's dialogue and shit, right? I would be in for a minute, fully clothed, like hands up here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I would pay the money and I'd be like, oh shit, that's interesting. And then like, well, that's,
Give notes.
Gosh,
no.
you make me just want to see.
you make me feel.
So the moral of the story is everyone join OnlyFans
Yeah, because you'll get
Make
$5
money.
from me.
and
And me.
sell your used
Yeah.
panties to
Dude,
dudes on the internet.
Yeah.
Cool.
would you sell
Anyway.
your?
I might just do that, dude. I mean, if he, he did
Do you sell
shit.
bathwater?
It
You
really
remember
is.
that?
It
Sell
really
your
works.
farts
Oh,
in
yeah.
a jar
Yeah.
Dude, I would sell my farts in a jar.
for free.
They would weaponize it.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I can't do that. That's dangerous.
My buddy, he ran a YouTube channel, and there was like, you know that girl who like sold her bathwater?
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
He put in his vape and vaped it
Ugh.
for like
Damn.
for like content. And
I
I'm
bet
like,
you it's not even her bathwater. It's like
like-
something else. It's like her spit or something.
shower
It's
water.
just
like-
regular water.
Just regular water.
it's fucking
yeah.
Arrowhead.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
The
just as
Sonic.
bad.
I'd rather have bathwater than Arrowhead.
It's well,
I'd rather have Arrowhead.
Vanessa Hudgens.
Different kind of Arrowhead.
Right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that has been another episode. See, it wasn't too bad. We got out pretty.
We just touched the tip.
Yeah, you just touch the tip sometimes. Sometimes that's
Just
all
the-
that
all you
counts.
need
That's,
was
the
all-
tip.
that's enough.
No, balls
You
deep.
know?
Nah.
You want to go balls deep? That costs extra. You want to
Yeah.
turn it around? That's extra even more. So I heard. EJ told me. But ladies and gentlemen, thank
Secrets.
you for another episode for Pandesoul Podcast. Thank you for being here. We're your hosts, Dre Magix, EJ Villeman, fictitious professor, and our special guest, Kaitlyn Fae. Make sure follow everyone
Follow
here.
our OnlyFans.
Follow everyone
Kaitlyn
here.
Fae.
Do it. But yeah, you've been watching the Pandesoul Podcast, also known as the
Peach Mango Podcast.
Peach Mango. I was trying to make a bomba reference, but I can't.
Porn to soul.
Porn de soul?
Yeah.
Dang. Rule 86. That's
Yeah.
Yeah. Porn to soul. That's it.
the dang.
All right. Yeah. We'll start a channel.
Gagi and Poke
Yeah.
podcast. But yo, thanks for being here. Catch this and past episodes on Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube. We're also on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. But until then,
Don't forget your baon.
peace.
O sige na, Pandeez.
Thanks for joining us for this week's episode of Pandesoul.
And check out previous episodes on Spotify and YouTube.
Thanks for laughing, and join us next week because there's enough Pandesoul to go around.
And don't forget your baon!